It is no new news that divorce traumatizes children. But what is news to many is how long that trauma lingers. I was talking recently to a woman who was expressing the anger of her child, and her child's anger has only grown bigger and bigger. We talked about the fact that he was devastated with his parents' divorce. And as he's aged, he's had to find places to place that anger. One of his family members said, well, but that was years ago, so he should learn how to get over it at this point. But what I said to this woman is consider people who have been sexually abused. I know many of them in the profession I'm in. And in society, no matter if they're 30, 40, 70 years old, it's okay for them to still express consequences of that trauma. I remember when such and such happened to me when I was 11. I've never been able to enter these places, or I've never been able to dry myself off after the shower because I can't touch myself, or I've never been able to listen to a dog lap up water because of the trauma I went through. It's horrific. Now, a lot of the people that go through this, though they remember those things, have moved on, as we should say. But the consequences linger and they learn how to deal with it. And what I said to this woman is something that's the purpose for today's video, is unlike sexual abuse, where we allow others to carry that with them until they're 40, 50, 60 years old, or we understand, I should say, the effects of that trauma on that person and the fact that it can last their entire lifetime, even if they've learned how to cope. When it comes to divorce, the trauma, we suspect, goes away. Your greatest foundation, your comfort in having your family together, and then ripped apart. Your entire life is ripped apart. You go from one house to two houses, to never knowing which house you're sleeping in, to always having to carry your own things from this house to that house, or is it mom's night or dad's night? Or children are angry and hurt. If it weren't the case, there wouldn't be Facebook groups such as the Adult Children of Divorce private group, where adults in their adult years spanning from what I said, 20s to 80s, do freely admit how devastating their parents' divorce was to them, because they have permission to express that. Layla Miller's book, Primal Loss, The Now Adult Children of Divorce Speak, was one of the most wretched things I ever read. I couldn't even read all of the words. I remember some of the words that these adult children of divorce wrote, of course, only anonymously, under the question to these adult children of divorce survivors. They were asked, what would you say to people who say children should be resilient? The author, the editor, I should say, Layla Miller, said that question garnered more profanity than any other question in that book. She said, and I read two other questions. What do you think of your parents' divorce? And again, these are adults. And I never forget, one of them wrote, divorce is nothing other than a bloodless form of child sacrifice. Nothing more, nothing less. You can disagree, but you cannot invalidate what that man or that woman said. Every single man and woman in this book, from rich and famous, and there were some, to little known or unknown, no matter if their parents divorced when they were teenagers or children, all express the continued devastation that their parents' divorce wrought on their lives. So, of course, you've seen me talk about this forever, but perhaps this is the first time you've seen my videos. I'm doing this video so you can have mercy on these adult children of divorce, just as you would have mercy on a survivor of sexual assault or rape. You understand why every time they see someone in a certain colored shirt or in a car, they at least shiver and think twice. Why they can't go into certain places, why they can't listen to certain sounds, why they cry every time a certain smell comes. Just know that trauma is real. Trauma is just as real for children of divorce as it is for children of any other abuse. And we are to, especially those of us that are Christians, give them compassion. Sometimes just sit and listen, and do not get defensive when they express their pain, because it might cause you to think twice about the divorce you had. See, what happens is these adult survivors of divorce can't tell anyone else because their mothers, their sister's been divorced, their best friend's been divorced, their neighbor's been divorced. And if they tell you about their pain, it causes you, if you too succumb to divorce, whether you were the leaver or the leavee, it causes defensiveness. Well, sometimes, it just has to happen. Watch your words. Watch your words. Don't get defensive. Allow them to say what they need to say. And perhaps even recognize that your own divorce caused pain to your children as well. I'm not sitting here to cause you to pay. I'm not sitting here trying to condemn you. Absolutely not. Don't forget, I filed for divorce. We were apart for 4 years and we got back together. So I am no different, except that we did reconcile. But I'm saying this to check your heart, to be open-minded. And then perhaps it will help a few of you just consider potentiality of reconciling as well. Why not do it for the kids? Why not do it for yourself? Why not do it for your soul? Why not do it for the kingdom? I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for watching an informational Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.